Knock knock. Anyone there? I'm alright. But you look pretty distracted. Penny for your thoughts? Funny. I was having similar thoughts on my way here. I guess now that we spend so much time on social media, people believe we can be summed up in a picture or a sentence. But it's not like that. It's not that easy to know someone. Especially if that someone is yourself. We sure do. And it's been on my mind a lot in the past few days. Got it in one. A few days ago, we decided to take some... No, I don't mean it like that. It wasn't a breakup, or even a break. We've been through so much. There's no walking back on our relationship now, but sometimes you're so together that you lose sight of the big picture, you know? So we decided to give each other a bit of space. And figure out what we really want out of our wedding. And, more importantly, out of our marriage. Do you want the short version or the long version? Alright then. I'm gonna tell you everything. But I think I should order first. I'm not feeling fussy. Anything warm would do. So, anything, really. Butterfly pea or hibiscus sounds great. With milk and honey, please. Thanks. This is so nice. And it brings me way back. You know how I'm not really in touch with my family anymore? Don't be. I don't even miss them most of the time. In the end, they're just a random bunch of people. And we don't have very much in common. I think so too. There's just one person I miss. But I've been missing her a while now. Exactly. Spot on again. I used to have a very close relationship with my great-great-aunt. When I was little, my parents fought all the time. I still remember in my bones how that made me feel. The fear that one of them, or both of them, would walk away. A bit ironic in hindsight. But then, it was many years ago. That's true. Anyway, I spent almost all my evenings curled up into a ball in my room, trying hard not to listen to all the shouting. Except when my gran came to visit. Not that her being around prevented the fighting, mind you. Elven High Society is amazing at keeping up appearances, except in front of family. But she got how it made me feel. So she went out of her way to take the sting out of it. She would keep me company and bring me a cup of herbal tea, with milk and honey in it. Drinking this now, with you, it feels a lot like family again. She truly was the best of them, until she got sick. See, that's a part of elven disinformation. Elves don't get sick with your little run-of-the-mill colds. But they do get big bad diseases, like everyone else. And it's not uncommon for us to die from them. Except there's this assumption in elven society that if you live the right sort of life, you'll pass away peacefully in your bed. So that's what families say, most of the time, when someone... Incidentally, that also means they need to pretend everything is fine until the... So that's what they did to my aunt. They basically shut her in during her last few weeks. I did manage to visit her, and she put on a brave face. But then, she wasn't very happy before that either. It must have been little consolation. But yes, I'm glad to think I came very close to being trapped with those people. I'm pretty sure she would have hated that for me. A little part of me hopes she'd be proud of me right now. Thanks. Here you are, letting me blab on again. I definitely think that's part of it. In fact...
Good evening.
Hi. And hi. I don't think we've met before. I'm Silver.
I'm Bailey's. Nice to meet you. And I'm guessing you're Amanda.
We are, but you do not appear to be a hive. How did you...
Lua told me she ran into you a week or so ago.
Oh, the the nice earthling we met. That is a satisfactory explanation. And so, are you her... date?
I'm a little more than that. I'm her fiancé.
Truly? Fiancé is a successful outcome of dates. With a 0.013, congratulations on your excellent odds actualization.
Thank you.
Now, Cafe Offspring, we are wishing for a drink.
Cafe Offspring? How did you acquire that new title? Alright. Sounds like something I shouldn't prod too hard. Never mind me. You were about to order, Amanda.
We were. And what we wish for is a memorable parting experience. That is accurate. Almost. We are quite satisfied with the outcomes of our missions. We wish to have something we have never had before. Yes. Take care not to reuse any ingredient you have served us in the past. does. It is at least 56.941% different from anything else we have experienced. We are, as Earthlings would express, delighted. According to our calculations, this is our 39,846th new experience since.
That's quite a lot.
Perhaps. However, most of them were rather insignificant in nature. This one is in the 99th percentile of significance.
Is that good or bad?
She means it's very significant. Right, Amanda?
Very much so. We enjoy this place and we will miss it.
That one was quite close, actually. You had a little brush with the authorities, you say?
Yeah, Lua mentioned that. He made her really angry. She was still seething when she came home then.
Please tell her I'm grateful for that. Well, that agent kept looking into things even after her second visit here. That's where your help really came in handy.
Yes, the card that you got off the agent. We asked for help from an associate to run it through the mind you call computer. Once the contents of the card had been unveiled, we analyzed the language of its communication, which is quite an interesting mix, if we may say so. It is roughly 60.0923% syntax and 39. We then led a polynomial time attack on its encryption, expressing the ciphertext as.
The point is, Amanda managed to get into the fire system. She obfuscated all mentions of any of us are safe beyond recognition. And some totally legitimate orders came in to send the agent to Europe on an urgent mission, which should last more than long enough for him to forget all about us.
Whoop! That sounds incredible.
It was a very simple matter of applying hive knowledge. We are pleased.
Amanda is amazing. But let's not forget who got the card in the first place. You really helped us there. Thank you.
Yes, we have thought on it for a while, and we have decided we do not care for that sort of excitement. Not if it makes our siblings so sad. Thank you, Offspring. If that is the case, that means our mission is well and truly accomplished.
Did you come here specifically to pick up Earthling emotions?
No, we came here for the purposes of general Earthling research. But it appears to us now that emotions are one of its most interesting aspects. We will be submitting you call it academic paper. Uncontrolled stimuli and reflexive neural patterns. Deep level communication in hive versus non-hive species.
Wow. That's how you can tell it's serious research. I don't even understand the title.
Amanda always was the brains in the family. Yes. Pearl and I did go out on a date.
Right. You're looking for love, aren't you?
I am. I think I may have found it.
Wait, wasn't the first date a really short time ago?
Just a couple of days. I've been waiting a while. I really think this is it. When I took up this mission from the Hive, when I came to Earth, and during this entire process when I changed and changed, what I was hoping was that someone would see me for who I am. I really think she does.
That's so great. But I'm curious. Doesn't being in a hive provide that experience?
It does, and it does not. And in fact, we hope that is something our research might improve. The hive sees thoughts and desires honestly, but it is not able to communicate the reasons for those desires, the emotions, as it were. We do not dwell on those, nor will we start to do so in excess. But it seems to us now that they may be worth conveying, at least to some extent.
Yes. What Amanda said is a part of it. I was very unaware of my emotions when I first came to Earth. I was really bad at communicating them clearly to others. In some ways, I still am. It will always be harder for me to grasp them than for most people. When I started to understand them, I was both fascinated and scared. Which is not an uncommon experience, I think.
It's really not. It requires a good deal of courage to look at your emotions honestly.
It certainly requires some time. And even more time to find someone who can look at them with you. Not get scared and take them as they are. Someone who can see you clearly and kindly.
It is a precious thing when that happens, huh? A rare and beautiful thing.
Has that been your experience with Lua?
It definitely has. I almost forgot how much it mattered, too. I'm lucky that I have good friends who reminded me of that. Oh, the heck with it. I can't hold my tongue any longer. I'm sorry to interrupt your goodbyes, you guys. But, my friend, I'd like to officially invite you to a little surprise ceremony, which will take place 3 days hence. Yeah. Taking a little time to think really cleared our heads. We had gotten bogged down in the details. And in our own insecurities, to be honest. So we decided to make it simple again. No fuss, no massive expense, nothing like that. Just us and our closest family members. Whether we got them at birth, or chose them ourselves. Ah, come on. You know you mean a lot to the two of us, as does this place. Speaking of which, I also have Hyde's invitation here. Well, Hyde and Gala's invitation. Seeing how that's his obvious, would you give it to them when you see them? Silver and Amanda, I don't have a card for you, but you're in the cafe family as well, so I'm sure Lua won't mind. Would you like to join us for the party?
Party? This is our first experience being invited to a party. It is 99.999% pleasant and 0.001% disappointing that we have to refuse.
Yes. I truly appreciate the offer, Elise. But sadly, we're leaving Seattle tomorrow.
Not yet. We are going on an adventure.
That sounds very exciting.
It really is. Amanda and I are taking a trip through the country. Maybe even a bit further, if we've got time. We're basically going to be tourists.
Tourist is such a fascinating concept. Although our sibling explained it to us multiple times, we still find it very hard to comprehend. We always thought that traveling must have a mission. But it seems that tourism is traveling with no other purpose than traveling, which is in essence circular reasoning.
It may well be, but it's still a lot of fun. In fact, I'd say that's the real purpose of tourism. To have fun, to relax, to see beautiful things, to enjoy life, you know?
Enjoyment as a purpose. That is new to us. But we are 99.999% excited to.
And so am I. I've never been out of Seattle since I arrived. I guess I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to blend in. That I would have to restart everything from scratch. And knowing that you're here, but I always have a place to return to where I'll feel home, well, that makes me a lot less nervous. I think I should order a drink. I'd like it to reflect the spirit of our upcoming adventure. But I'm also in the mood for something sweet and soothing. Yes, that's exactly right. Ah, I'd love that. Hot chocolate with some sweetness and some spice would be amazing.
Oh, we like this name. It is evocative and adventurous.
Evocative?
Yes, is the speed of light not evocative of great adventures?
The speed of light? Oh, wow. Way to target your audience.
I love it. This is exactly what I wanted. It's got the spicy kick of ginger to start with, which keeps you on your toes. But then the honey makes it sweet and comfortable. In fact, it reminds me of you, Amanda.
That... How does the taste remind you of us?
I guess he's saying that you're sweet, but with a strong character as well.
That's about right.
We do not entirely comprehend it, and yet... we are pleased.
I'd like that. Thank you.
Wow, careful there. You don't want to spill a drink you enjoy this much.
You're right. I'm just so excited. I can barely sit still.
I can imagine. A first trip across the country is a big deal.
It is. But that's not the only reason I'm excited.
Okay, that was quite the dramatic pause. I really want to know what you're going to say now. You guys seem to lead very interesting lives.
Oh, not at all. I think I'm quite a boring person. It's true that some of my life circumstances are a bit unusual, but this particular thing is very commonplace.
Our sibling is very excited because his date will be joining us. And in fact, we must be fair and acknowledge that we may have misjudged her based on her lack of facial symmetry. Although Pearl's features are 9.231% different from Left, we agree with her movie analysis 99.999%.
We watched Dork Westerns all together last night. Pearl likes them as well.
You don't exactly sound thrilled.
Fortunately, she also likes space travel operas.
I see. Learning couple compromises the hard way.
I suppose so. She does. In fact, I told her about that on our first date.
Wow. That's very brave. It's very hard to put yourself out there under any circumstances. To reveal something so vulnerable to someone you've just met. And are starting to like. It takes guts.
You're very kind. But I don't think so. To be honest, I hadn't planned it that way. Although I've always felt safe here, with all the regulars. I know that not everyone would be open-minded about me, and so I wasn't sure I'd say anything to Pearl that night. But as we were talking, I was so happy to learn more about her, about who she is. And I realized that I didn't want her to have an incomplete picture of me. The past is a part of me. If my goal is to find someone who sees me for who I am, then she needs to know about that too. And in the end, that was the right decision.
Well, I will say that if she'd heard your story, and that changed how she'd viewed you, then she wouldn't have been worth your time anyway.
That's fair.
But still, even knowing that, I admire you a lot.
The truth is, and this is a bit of a strange thing to say, but I think I'm proud of who I've become. And I want the people I love to be proud of me too.
What is proud?
Proud is... For yourself, I think it's when you start to be satisfied with what you're achieving. Especially if you have to fight to get there. And for others, it's when you think of someone you care about. Consider who they are and the way they're acting. And it just fills you with joy.
Ah, we see. Then we are definitely proud of you.
You two are a really sweet family. True. Chosen families can also rock.
Yes. When we met Pearl, we came to a conclusion. There's no difference in nature or expression between a family that you are born with and a family that you acquire by choice. Both demand work and understanding. There may be minute differences in the specific process, but the bond appears to be 99.999% similar in the end.
So it is.
Well, we should probably get going.
Yes, we must. Go pack!
First time I see someone get excited about that specific part.
What Amanda really means is that I must pack. Well, she analyzes the Earthling ritual of folding shirts, rid of socks, and so on.
Precisely. This is further information for our research. We are thrilled.
Indeed.
Do enjoy your trip, both of you. I hope you'll tell us all about it when you're back, Silver.
I will. Good night to you two, then.
Hasta la vista, strangers.
Huh? Ah, bye to you too. There's never a dull moment in your cafe. whether we'd like it? We'd love it! Honestly, I didn't want to impose. But there's no place that could be a better fit. And I don't mind that it's not very large. It's going to be a small, cozy wedding. So this is perfect. Lua's going to be over the moon when I tell her. In fact, I'm gonna go tell her now. It really is. Thanks again. You're like a guardian angel for us. And on that note, I'm off. Good night.
Hi. How are you? Honestly, lots of things have happened. Can I order something first, though? Can you make me a cup of chai? Thank you. It's delicious. Oh, right. It's just, I've been busy working on my game. It's pretty difficult, but I'll manage. Oh, that. I rejected it, of course. There's no saving it, really, which is a shame. I truly like their games. But with all the shady requirements they had, I could tell they looked down on us small developers. And the scary thing is, if I hadn't known what I know now, just because they were a publisher I loved a lot, I would have overlooked all of that. Well, it has to be fair for both of us, right? Because at the end of the day, it's business. But I don't know. Actually, I tried negotiating with them because I wondered if they still had any good faith left. Don't tell Myrtle, okay? But as I expected, it really didn't go anywhere. Instead, they insisted they're doing me a favor since I'm just a small developer. and I wasn't thinking rationally or in business terms. Right? Considering the unfair conditions they're expecting me to accept, they could have at least been polite about it. Yeah. That aside, Myrtle is coming here soon. Yes. We apologize to each other. I know I was probably being a little confusing. I didn't explain the context I applied to the situation very well, but she made it clear that she understood why I was anxious, and she apologized for assuming. That really helped. Now she's helping me speed up development.
Hey,
Hi, Myrtle. We were just talking about you.
okay. Nothing too terrible, I hope. Anyway, sorry. I won't be ordering today.
Why?
We don't have time. We're going to the expo sale, right?
Oh, you're right. We're hunting new parts for my PC. It's been a bit slow lately.
A bit. She's joking. It's pretty much in its death throes. If we're going, we're building you a whole new setup.
But
If you just want parts, I can always give you mine. But at this point, I'm not sure it'll be any help at all, to be honest with you.
yeah. No, you're right. It's time to move forward with the productivity. I've been putting off upgrading things for a while now. So it really is time for a better setup.
Go big or go home.
Sorry, seems like we have to go now. Thanks for the drink. I'll see you later.
Yeah, take care.
Hey,
My friend. Good, good, good. I see you're doing good too.
what do you want to drink, Hendry? It's on me.
No, 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 that won't do.
Well, let's talk about bills later. You first.
You sure? Okie dokie. I'll have one STMJ, please. Ah, it smells so nice. Spot on. Thanks.
Oh, it's my turn. Something with ginger, please. you recommend? Anything from your new tea line is fine.
Ooh, I see you have a new selection. Hibiscus, huh? You should try Tejahe Rosella. It's pretty good for this kind of weather.
Sounds familiar.
It's ginger steeped with roselle buds. Another name for...
Anything else in it?
Well, it's a bit sweet.
Interesting. I'll try it then. A Tejahe Rosella. What's this? Really? Oh. Okay, sure. Thanks. What do you think, Henry? Does it look any good?
It looks about right. It smells good too. Try it.
Yep, it's good.
So what's been going on? Did I miss anything?
Huh.
Something happened, didn't it?
You can say that. I think the officer's coming too, by the way. As for me, I'm just glad my fury is over. I'm fine, as you can see. How are you managing, Hendry? Did you get your checkup?
I did. Rachel pestered me to get it done all week, so I had to do.
Good.
There's no doubt I need to slow down. I can feel it in my bones.
Time is a harsh mistress, as they say.
Ain't that the truth? But I don't think you get to complain, though.
Why not? You know my body isn't what it used to be anymore.
Oh?
I mean, compared to my prime. 50 years ago. I'm kidding. Truth is, my body doesn't hold up well when I'm transforming anymore.
Oh, is that so?
Yep. Soreness doesn't go away as quick as it used to. It's harder to get up in the morning after all that. Like today.
Heh, I know the feeling all too well, especially in this kind of weather.
Oh?
It's like my body knows if a storm's gonna get. No weather forecast can match the accuracy of my joint.
Yeah.
Hey, folks.
The man of the hour.
Hiya, Georgie.
What'd I miss? Is that so? Sounds like I missed a ton then. How am I? If you're talking about my case, well, I don't even know where to begin. Hendry, you know nothing about what I'm about to say, right?
No? What are we
You
talking?
should have primed him before I got here. Excuses, excuses.
I'll help explain it to Hendry. In short, there's been a string of car vandalisms nearby. So he's trying to figure out if the tree being gone has anything to do with the case. And that's where we are now.
Yup, that's about it.
That's a lot. Anything new happened since?
Well, I tried something. I set a few candles where the tree was. And I tried talking into the night. Yep, 2 nights in a row.
Why?
Come on, you know why. You don't get it played dumb with me. Well then. Just the other day, the barista here gave me a fiery drink. It's supposedly magical or something. Because I've been having a hard time dealing with my findings and such. As you know, I don't do well with ghosts and stuff.
I'm still kind of surprised you're truly afraid of ghosts.
Aren't we all?
Well, to me, people are way scarier.
Fair point. Anyway, as I complained to them about these terrifying ghostly possibilities, it just so happened that my detective buddy and his partner were here as well. He understood I was just scared stupid of ghosts. So he advised me to treat them like how I treat everyone else. After all, they're the same as us, except they're see-through.
Huh.
Well, I trust the guys. He and his partner have been solving ghost crimes for a while. More than I ever did, obviously.
Right. Ghost crimes.
So I talked away. I talked alone there 2 nights in a row. I explained why the tree was removed by the city and how I'm sorry it's gone, especially knowing what it was. Nothing happened, of course. So I kept on talking. About being swamped with work because my colleagues were quitting the force. Between you and me, though, if it weren't for the extra workload, I'd say it's a good thing.
No love for your colleagues.
Hell, I don't even like myself. Anyway, I went off and ran about wanting more time off, but also not knowing what to do with it. Because all I do is veg out on the couch. To emotionally numb myself from feeling trapped by all regrets I've had over the decisions I made in my life that had...
What?
What? Just saying I ranted a lot. I even talked about how I wanted to make up with my daughter.
What? What about your daughter?
And how I secretly eat ice cream even though I'm lactose intolerant. Why? Just kidding. Or am I? Okay, moving on. I started talking about my late grandpa as well. Like how he used to live around here and all that.
He did?
Yup. Anyhow, I yapped for a long ass time and was starting to feel ridiculous. Then I started to whine about how weird it was to talk alone. How I wish I had someone to talk to. And what do you know? They actually showed up
They did?
last night. I think they felt sorry for me.
I would too, to be honest with you.
Thanks, gentlemen. Thanks. Nope.
Then, who are they?
Let's just say they were close friends of the deceased. They're part of the fairy folk, but not what I expected at all. Well, I certainly didn't expect them to be so close to me. Literally. In fact, they're the owners of Gnome Nom's Eatery near my place. What a crazy coincidence, am I right? But I'm telling you, there's no such thing as coincidence. No, because I only order takeout and I walk there. Why? Why are you laughing?
Sorry, it's just... Never mind me. Keep going.
Okay then. So the reason they started messing with the cars? Well, they were angry at how people treated the area. According to them, that tree was supposed to be there. Yet they took it away like it was nothing.
Right. I figured as much.
Nope.
Are you going to let them go?
Nah. But I've got all the evidence I need, and I know where they are. So I'll go and talk to them first. Right now, I'm just happy there's no ghosts involved.
Still, it was truly something else.
It is what it is. What's up, big guy? Something on your mind?
No, nothing.
In any case, mystery solved. For now, at least.
Hmm? Huh. Oh no, I think I have to go now. I didn't realize I missed multiple messages earlier because I was so engrossed in your... Sorry to rush off. I'll see you all again next time.
Sure. Safe trip.
Nice seeing you again, Henry.
Take care.
Let me move over there.
You know, all that talking made me thirsty. You want anything?
I'm good.
No, one espresso for me, please. What is it? I see. Well, I'm sure it'll come in handy. Thank you. Thanks. Great as always.
So, what's next, officer? What's your plan after this?
Other than talking to him? I guess I'll focus on the rumors. Word is going around that cars are being messed up there.
That's kind of expected, though, isn't it?
There's no point in adding to the citizens' worries when the case is pretty much over. And I don't want bad press to paint over the area's history.
You're right. There's nothing like rumors. Not being stopped, they'll just spiral out of control.
Time to leave, I guess.
Duty calls?
Something like that.
I suppose I'll do the same. It's quite late after all.
Thanks for listening to us.
The old men ramble.
Well, take care and see you later, yeah?
Have a good night.
Hey! Oops. Sorry. I'm just really excited. I've done it. The music I'm making with AJ. I told you about it last time, remember? I brought it with me. Check it out, will you? Come on, you silly. We're the only ones here anyway. It'll be fine. I mean, the direction has already changed a lot, so... Never mind that. Let's just play it. Quick! What do you think? I was inspired by the drink you gave me. Sweetheart latte, wasn't it? With Army, yeah. So, like, I know with a name like Sweetheart Latte, you'd expect something a little more fun-sounding, right? But hearing how you made the drink reminded me of something. Like a new love's beginning, or thinking about your crush, the sourness of anxiety, and the sweetness of a promise. There are a lot of steps to keep the delicate balance going, until you get to the point where you decide to confess. Yeah, just like the drink, right? It needs the perfect balance of ingredients and temperature to mix properly, doesn't it? What is it? I know, but I'm planning something. You'll see. How are you, by the way? Wait, I almost forgot.
Did Dad come here last night? Okay, that's good to know. He didn't reply to my text last night, so I wondered what he was doing. What do you mean? I just saw him this morning. We still live under the same roof after all. Well, you're not wrong in thinking that. But Dad's getting older, you know. He's becoming forgetful too, so I'm a little bit worried. Besides, we don't really have anyone else, you know. None of our extended family even lives in the States. So, as much as he's been a nag my whole life, I feel like I should watch over him for now. Hey, Riona. Fancy meeting you here.
Hello. Sorry. Just a second.
Huh. Is she all right? Oh, well, I'll just get a drink first. I'll have a cup of milk, please. Thank you. Oh, nothing. Just remembered something. But it's nothing special, so don't worry about it.
No. I think I'm sad.
That's right, Riona. What's wrong?
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
About what?
About my situation. Have you ever felt like something you've been doing your whole life might be a mistake? My apologies. I did not mean to be so. Would you two mind listening to my scattered thoughts?
Of course. Let it all out.
After listening to the experiences you and Mr. Lucas had, along with my conversation with them and the regulars of this coffee shop, I have gradually realized over the past week that I'm severely lacking in awareness about many things.
Huh?
And what makes it more troubling is it is likely that my ignorance was on purpose.
Ignorance? On purpose? What do you mean?
Miss Rachel, the position you hold today is a result of your efforts and tenacity. You honed your talent, but you did not shirk from taking risks. Your knowledge of the industry has enabled you to successfully navigate it, and I greatly respect your ability to do so. Mr. Lucas, also. Although I do not fully understand his content, he is successful enough that people earn a living through his work. I am aware that must require a great deal of courage and flexibility. To put it simply, I feel ashamed of myself because I may have become too comfortable with the status quo, to the point that I no longer strive to improve my situation.
Are you really, though? I mean, you've been trying your best, right?
I've been trying, yes, but have I been trying my best? That's debatable. And about my intentional ignorance, I'm simply afraid. I understand I have only a small chance of being selected for a role in a play. I really do. I understand it's due to my lack of network and the industry's expectations, along with my lack of higher education. And for the simple fact of what I am, I'm truly fine with all that. Because all of it is a pain I am already familiar with. And perhaps somewhere in the deepest depths of my heart, I'm having to face unfamiliar rejections again. Having to get used to new pain all over again. Just might be. Might be difficult. I apologize for all this ruckus. I did. But
The barista insists, right?
the blueberry hibiscus mint pie? I did. Quite a lot, actually. Give me a moment. The blueberry was very sweet and fresh. The crust was buttery. The flavor was enhanced by the tartness of hibiscus and the herbal coolness of mint. Just a very sweet blueberry pie with hibiscus and mint.
Wow, that's so extra.
It kind of is, isn't it? But it's so pretty. Thank you.
It really is. Well done. But are you really serving a warm pie filling to your customer? Sure.
It's not. It's nice. Thank you.
What's on your mind?
Right now, I'm rethinking my true motivation for doing all of this. The driving force behind everything I've done up to this point.
Well, what was it?
Huh?
Your driving force, before you started questioning it.
I wish to break free from the shackles of prejudice, whether it's society's or my own, not only for myself, but also for my kind.
I see. So it doesn't have to be opera, right?
Pardon?
Reaching that goal can be done a lot of ways. Like politics. That was just an example, jeez. But I admit, being an entertainer is probably the fastest way to win people over. But that's not what you want to do, is it?
My heart trembles for the opera. That is why I wish to pursue it, as long as I'm able. However, I believe it is also time for me to consider expanding my horizons. I simply do not wish to be trapped in my own fear forever. Although I do regret that my one-track-minded efforts may have been in vain.
I don't think everything you've done so far is in vain, though.
Hmm?
I always believe in sincere efforts. But never mind that. What are you going to do now?
I'm not sure. I already rejected Mr. Lucas's offer.
Lucas? Why does that name ring a bell? Oh, wait! Not closely, but I think we follow each other in Tomojil. If it's even the same Lucas, I mean. What was the offer for?
I was offered a spot on his new show. While he's still unsure of the format, his aim is to elevate underrated talents, to showcase and interview them in order to bring their work to the forefront.
I see. So what if you rejected his offer? Call him!
Huh?
Or text him! Tell him you changed your mind! What's the worst that could happen? People are allowed to change their minds. If he rejects you, well, that's his loss, isn't it?
I'm not sure it'd be his loss necessarily.
Shh, shh, shh. Just do it! Text him!
Oh, okay. He responded.
What did he say?
He told me to stay here because he's coming here soon.
Huh.
Hmm?
Does he live, like, nearby or something?
No, not really. But it seems he had some things to do around here.
I see. What a great coincidence.
You're right. Thank you for giving me the courage, Miss Rachel.
Just call me Rachel, will you?
All right. Although I regret my one-track mindset, I cannot say it has been entirely detrimental to my life, as it is a habit formed during my time living in the commune.
Commune?
We banshees used to congregate together in order to protect ourselves from the outside world. Each of us tended to have a specific role in the commune, and we would all work together as like gears in a machine.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
Was it difficult?
no, because we're not a cult.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
It's okay. The commune is simply a defense mechanism from the distant past. Right. The world still isn't kind to us. However, we are aware that eventually we must reopen ourselves to the outside world. It was for that reason I learned to drive. I am. It's like having a mobile fortress, which is why I find driving calming. Well,
A mobile fortress, huh? Never thought of cars that way, but that's interesting. So, when you said everyone has a specific role, what do you mean by that? Sorry, I'm just curious. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
well, we don't have a Banshee Culture Center anywhere. Perhaps it's best if I use a specific example, such as my mother's role. Her role is to trade. In the event that we need to increase our supply or sell our products, or are simply in need of some negotiating, it is my mother who will do the job. She must travel to the nearest city or town in order to exchange goods, and she's our representative when other communities need to discuss things with us.
Right.
Everyone's work has equal weight. One is in charge of food and drink, another is in charge of all of our laundry. Everyone has a responsibility to set up schedules and organize the collection of goods.
So, like, does each role only have one bear at a time?
No, sometimes there are two or more, depending on the power needed. It's all about balance.
I see. Interesting.
Yes. Although, there are times when I wish she would retire.
Why?
She is doing a good job with it. But the role truly changed her.
Oh.
She had to endure years of... She had to negotiate everyone's way out of trouble, or to simply defend the commune. It is. But she refuses to accept any help offered.
Because it has become her identity, I think.
Oh, you're here?
Yeah. Hi, lady.
I was starting to wonder when you were going to say something. I'd introduce myself, but I want to hear Riona's story.
Fine by me.
It is as Mr. Lucas said.
I thought we were already past all that formal stuff. Am I wrong? But she is.
The lady is speaking.
Whoops. Okay. Sorry.
It is, as Lucas said, our discussion the other day led to the same conclusion for me as well. My mother's protective instincts turned into an anger. So while she performs her role really well, her anger often gets the best of her. Things are way calmer for our commune now, so I am thankful. But unfortunately, the damage has already been done.
That's when I understood why she was angry too. If your mom has dealt with haters all her life, and you were pretty much in the front seat for all that, oof. Tough.
I guess I can relate in some ways. The Nekomimi culture is also quite strict, although nowhere as rigid as yours. We're heavily stereotyped as being very mid.
Mid?
Like mediocre in all ways aside from being pretty and cute. Although, don't get me wrong, I am cute. But it makes me wonder, you know? How much of our survival instincts turned into bad stereotypes? Things have changed so much for everyone. Which means we should have moved on from terrible prejudices decades ago, right? So why are so many still stuck with outdated and bad perceptions?
Actually, that's exactly why. Life is complicated, and change is hard. Learning and unlearning stuff takes time and mental energy, right? And there are billions of living beings in this world. That's why many folks choose to reduce their worlds to a size they can handle. All based on their priorities, of course. I mean, it's no different from how everyone chooses content to consume. Yeah, and sadly, different culture is probably one of the last things on most beings' minds. Unless you already have a vested interest in it, then it's a different story.
That makes sense.
We all need to survive. I understand that. However, I feel some things just shouldn't be excused. Things we do. The principles we hold. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So, about your show,
Yeah? You're in, right?
are you still unsure about the format?
Well, I'm still trying to put it all in order on paper, so... kind of? Like, I know I want to do a podcast, a deep dive, and a showcase. But I'm still trying to figure out a great way to fit them all in nicely. Once I'm done, I'll let you know for sure.
What are you planning to show, anyway? How do you think it'll help the guests?
Ooh, curious, aren't we? Basically, I want to cover stuff that's interesting and underrated from around and beyond, if it takes off. But let's not get ahead of her. Nah, scratch that. I know it'll take off.
That's some confidence you have there. Even though you're not even sure what the format will be.
I might not know the exact format yet, but all the elements needed to make a good show are locked and loaded already.
Really? What are they?
Well, there's already so much content out there, right? And you can't deny that today's audience gets bored easily too. If something doesn't appeal to them immediately, they'll just click away. So, how to keep them engaged and stick with us, you ask? Well, from my experience, you need roughly 5 things down pat to keep a show going. The first one being the format itself, which ironically is the only thing I don't have. Yet. Anyway, a proper format has good consistency. Could be the way the show is cut or how the information flows. It's to build familiarity with the audience, and it makes things easier for the creator too. The next thing you need is topics. Sure, you can have a main theme for your show, like singing or cooking or anything really. Having a theme is essential, but getting topics flowing is essential lure, because even singing will need more than one song, right? Same with cooking, you need to show many techniques, recipes, all that jazz.
That's true.
Right? Since the goal of the show is to shine a spotlight on all things underrated, I figure it should start small and nearby, but still have the potential to grow. And what's better for that than exploring this city and its inhabitants in depth, especially since I'm fairly new here and all.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying?
I can see there are many interesting topics to discuss.
Yeah, like locations, events, history.
Yes, and many interesting individuals to meet.
Definitely. Projects, side projects, plenty of things to cover.
Makes sense. What's next?
Know your audience. Honestly, in this internet era, you don't need to appeal to everyone. If you do it right, you can target just one type of audience and still get a lot of eyes. Fortunately, I have my base audience already. But since the show will be in a completely new format, a lot of them will reject it.
Because people do not like change.
That's right. But honestly, that's fine. I'm trying to attract an audience that's more open-minded. It can help elevate the stuff we're going to spotlight. Like, say if we cover musicians, they'll go to their sites or live shows. Some cool neighborhood project, they'll be eager to check it out. A cool coffee shop, they'll be interested in visiting. Wink, wink. Anyway, you all know what I mean. The next thing is audio quality, great visuals, and edits. You know the drill.
Of course.
And the last thing you need for a good show is... me! Hey, what's with the awkward silence? I mean personality and smarts. And to find info, you need to be resourceful. And to relay information well, you need a good personality, right? Well, I'm your guy. What? What's so funny? Am I not the perfect guy?
Resourceful, huh? Really?
Oh, so that is what you're questioning, huh?
I'm just saying. Because didn't you say you're new to the city? So...
Oh, I see. I see how it is.
But you really thought this through. I'm kinda impressed.
Thank you. Probably won't be anywhere near as big as your talk show, though. I'll tell you that.
Huh?
Rumor has it that your manager is trying to get your old girl band back together. And I heard there'll be a talk show or something for it.
How did you hear that?
Tisk tisk, I have my ways. I didn't get the info from shady sources, I promise.
Well, okay, I'll give you that, resourceful guy. But your information is outdated already.
Oh?
Because I won't be in the show. Well, I actually like the idea of a comeback. But if it were to happen, I would want new branding, you know? Like a new us, to show we've grown.
Ah! I get that. 100%.
That's too bad.
Why?
I think you have a talent for getting people to talk. You're able to read the room with sensitivity. Therefore, I would definitely be interested in watching your talk show program.
You think so? Aw, I'm flattered. You're right about that, though. I'm pretty good. But I'd rather express myself through my music, my songs, and my performances. You know.
Yes. I understand that very well.
Then do you want to be our first guest?
Me? Why? I thought you wanted to highlight independent artists.
So you actually have a side project.
Oh, well, yeah, but...
I was kidding about inviting you earlier, but hey, maybe it could work out after all. How about a new channel, will you?
You wish. I'm a very busy Neko Mimi. But maybe.
Hmm? What is it?
Oh,
Well, about that. I'm definitely jumping the gun here, but I was kinda hoping you'd be my co-host instead.
what? Me?
I was gonna ask you later, but our friend over here courted me something fierce.
Why me?
I like the way you explain difficult subjects, and I really enjoy talking to you. You have plenty of knowledge and experience from being on the road a lot. And all of your stories are so damn interesting. Plus, someone needs to offset my chaotic personality.
Like contrasting hosts, huh?
Yeah, what's more, she's not nervous talking in front of the camera at all. I know. I'm just saying she's a natural on camera. So yeah, that's what I was going to ask later. If you want to be my, only if you're interested, of course.
I might need a moment to consider.
Of course. Take your time.
However, if you are open to receiving input, may I throw in an idea for the format of the show?
For real? Of course you may.
And I'm staying until you all tell me everything I missed.
Okay.
Yeah, the night's still young anyway.
So I drove him around while he was nursing his broken heart.
I really don't know why we're discussing my sad stories right now. Eyes on the happy couple.
Aw. It wasn't sad so much as cute, though.
Or just in the light.
Ow. I'll take that as a compliment. We've been here often enough that we know the place like the back of our hand.
That's what it means to have regulars.
Please, I'm so excited.
That's adrenaline for you. Hang on to that feeling.
You call it adrenaline. I call it a deep, passionate, irresistible fascination.
Hey, don't get too cocky, Mr. Miller.
Oh, are you taking Lua's last name, Bailey's?
Ha! No, we're keeping our last names. But I'll be Mr. Miller if it pleases Mrs. Miller. Anything to make you happy.
Aw, you always make me melt.
Disgusting.
He said, wiping off his tears.
How many times must I tell you? It was the City Hall flowers. They make my allergies flare up.
Sure, let's go with that.
This would be the perfect time for some drinks.
I wouldn't say no to something hot, for sure.
And to something sweet.
To something decadent. And
But let's keep it fresh. There's enough sweetness here to give me a sugar rush.
Sweet and chocolatey, but with some freshness to it, please. I love it. It's very unique and festive.
Very comforting.
exactly what I had in mind.
It's fine.
High praise from Hyde.
You know it. It tastes a bit British. Have you ever been on that side of the pond? Maybe we ran into each other in the past. Passing each other like two ships in the night. Before meeting at the mooring.
That's very lyrical.
I blame the mood on you two.
All I know about the UK is that British werewolf guy I once met. He went absolutely wild during Fury. But even then, he would beg the wall's pardon after putting his fist through it.
Sounds about right. And I imagine you two became great friends.
Nah, you know rude vampires are much more my type.
Hey! Actually, no. I'm not offended. Rude vampire. And proud of it.
That would look great on a t-shirt.
Awesome idea. I'll consider that for a Christmas gift. Right. I guess we should raise a toast. Does anyone want to make a speech? Someone? You, maybe?
You definitely are.
Yes, if you want to. We'd love to hear you.
Hear, hear.
You'll always be a part of our lives now.
Absolutely.
Short and to the point. Good speech.
Your turn, Hyde.
Really? Oh well, fine. Thank you, Lewin Baileys, for entertaining me and making me consider a counseling career, however briefly. You're a good bunch.
That means a lot, Hyde.
You've been a very good friend to us.
Don't think we're forgetting about you, Gala. Speech time.
Right. I don't know you as well as them guys. And I haven't helped you nearly as much as Hyde did. But despite that, you've made me feel welcome. You've immediately made me feel part of your family. May this warmth that you show others always reflect as joy in the family you're starting today.
Aw, Gala.
Thanks, man. Really.
To the happy couple.
To the happy couple. Oh, my dear friend. Never think that you're out of reach of my retribution.
Don't worry about it. As far as I'm concerned, it suits me just fine.
Yeah, we're not really drinking booze these days.
Speaking of starting a family, just in case, you know?
And I'm avoiding it in solidarity.
That's nice, you guys. Rooting for you.
Thanks, Gala.
Just imagine little purple elves with horns running around everywhere.
And thanks, I think. Hyde.
I aim to please.
Huh. Personally, I'm fine with soft drinks as well. Never liked the stronger stuff.
He's not lying. I never saw him touch it.
I just don't like the taste. Never got used to it, and never particularly tried to. People assume I like to drink, especially since I'm a big burly dude, I guess. But no.
Assumptions like that are annoying to me. I like that you look at it just as a taste among others, Gala. Sometimes I want to taste wine, and sometimes I just want tomato juice.
Definitely. Booze just became this big social thing. But I, for one, wish there was a better range of soft drinks.
I went to a very expensive restaurant a while ago. They had a soft drink pairing option. They imported some alcohol-free vermouth, homemade some fruit juice. It all tasted really nice and unique. But then they also had edible robots. And they made a miniature forest out of vegetables and dark chocolate.
Wow. When did you go to a place like that?
A while ago, with my family. Back when we were still in touch. I'm okay, sweetie.
Well, I make a mean cocktail. There's a hard version and a soft version. In the hard version, I use vodka. In the soft version, I don't use vodka.
Fair enough.
A little bit of basil, some lemon juice, a pinch of salt, tonic water.
That sounds like something I would enjoy.
Wait for it.
And of course, a big dollop of fresh blood.
Here it comes.
O-type, preferably. Universal donors and all that.
Ugh.
Yuck.
I think this is a joke. Hope this is a joke.
And this is why he never gets invited to parties.
What do you mean? I'm invited to all the parties.
Thank you so much for being with us, the three of you.
Thank you for having us. It was fun to meet your friends from work, Baileys. And your sister, Lua. She's got a very strong character. I respect that.
She's impossible, you mean? But I love her to bits.
Yeah. She took a while to warm up to me at first.
Oh, just a year or three?
She probably wanted to make sure you were right for her baby sister.
Yes, that was definitely the reason why. She always thinks of me as some sort of softie that she needs to protect.
Well, I mean, compared to her, Gala is a softie.
I'd say Gala is a softie compared to many people.
Fair enough.
But yes, I think she could take him when he's under fury.
If our barista ever moves out and I'm out of my special tea, I can ask for your sister's number, I guess.
You would have to hurry. Or you'll have to step over... your primary school friend, Bailey's.
Marco? I thought I caught him staring at her.
I bet they didn't leave it at staring. The two witnesses. Delightfully cliché, isn't it? Of course I do. That's how I take my best pictures. Longing glances, touches filled with pent-up desire, scorn dissimulated in a smirk.
Hopefully you've captured some pictures of our lovebirds too.
Oh, yes. I really can't wait to see them.
Well, that's the downside of film.
I know. But it'll be worth it, so I'm happy to be patient.
Good girl. In that case, I have a little reward for you.
Oh, look at this bay.
This is amazing. Yes, truly. Thank you again for doing this, Hyde.
Don't mention it. I had an alright time doing it. You can keep this, if you want. It's just Polaroid, but...
No, it's absolutely lovely. It looks so friendly and warm.
Like the wedding we always really wanted to have.
Yes, once we sifted through the superfluous details.
I love that you guys figured that out in the end. And I love this picture.
Why? You wanted to frame it and hang it on your wall? Good thing I saw it coming. If our newlyweds don't object, I have almost the exact same one here for you.
No objections whatsoever.
Yeah, I'd love that. It would mean a lot to have a little memory of this day hanging around here. No, thank you.
Yes, I'm not sure where we'd be without you.
It would seem so.
Come on. Tell them.
Tell us what?
Nothing's been confirmed yet.
They're certainly not going back on it. And you aren't either. Right?
Of course not.
Well then.
Just tell them the story. It's obvious you're dying to.
Don't have to ask me twice. Hyde has already agreed to shoot another wedding. They're a really sweet couple who's been coming to visit their kid at the hospital. Little Rose has been sick for a while. Doctors think she's going to get better eventually, but no one knows exactly when. So her parents have decided to get married in her room, with her around.
That's a lovely idea.
I bet little Rose is thrilled.
She is. An entire party next to her bed. Can you imagine? Anyhow, they got to chatting with Hyde. And just like that, he promised to take their pictures. Pro bono.
It's nothing. I could use the experience so that I can milk my modeling ex-colleagues for their wedding pictures.
Sounds like good social redistribution to me.
Right?
So does that mean you're sticking around Seattle for good, Hyde?
I've got the house, and I've got the job. And I've got my own pocket werewolf. So it sounds like I'll be staying here a little while.
That's great to hear. How's the house coming along?
Taking ages. But it'll look good when it's finished. I'm having it redone from scratch. So it's a process. But as a vampire, my needs are a little particular.
Fair enough. I think it's normal to be particular when it comes to your dream home, you know?
What would a dream house look like for the two of you?
We're not too sure yet.
But we're not repeating the same mistakes. No endless Tamagotchi scrolling to look at other people's homes.
No overspending or feeling inadequate on my side.
My love.
It's alright. I'm glad we talked it all through. Lua made me realize that it's fine if I don't earn as much as she does. And if my family doesn't contribute anything. In fact, Lua's mom told me the same during the wedding.
I didn't know you'd talked about it.
Don't worry, it went really well. She said what mattered to her is that I make her daughter happy. Which is good, because that's what matters to me, too. And a happy Lua is a Lua who powers through her job.
Yeah, I really can't consider slowing down my career. Well, maybe a little.
Yeah, when the time comes. But the thing is, I don't mind slowing down Mike. I've always been the one bringing up the kids topic.
It's not that I don't want them, but I was afraid of what it'd do to my work.
That makes sense. Women are always expected to do more when it comes to child rearing.
Well, not in our couple. We've decided that when we have kids, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I'll do some freelance work if and when I have time. Not so much for the money as to keep my brain working, but I'll be taking care of the little ones, and of our place.
You know, I keep thinking how happy I am that I met you and married you. Not many men would have wanted that.
You'd be surprised.
Times are changing, and so on.
Times are making more room for people to follow their wishes. I've known many men who'd have rather stayed home with their children than go to work every day and almost never see them. You two just complement each other well.
I think so too.
Mr. Miller.
Mrs. What? No. Using my family name on you feels...
They would throw a fit if they heard you do that.
They absolutely would. It's almost tempting. But none of that matters much anyway.
As long as we're still Lure and Bailey's.
As long as we're still Lua and Bailey's.
Ah, excuse me.
It sounds like Hyde has found a new way forward.
He has, yeah.
I'm really happy about that. When I first met him, I thought he was a bit mysterious. And honestly, a bit of a jerk. But he's really quite fragile, isn't he?
Yeah, nothing screws with your head quite as much as having unlimited time.
Even elves with their only longish lives have... issues.
I can't imagine. Werewolves are somewhere between elves and humans. We also struggle with that stuff. I guess the bottom line is, everyone gets bored and confused once in a while, right? And the longer you live, the more once in a whiles you get.
That makes sense to me.
I will say, though, I'm mighty happy that he's sticking around. For all that, he can be a difficult one. He also makes life a lot more interesting. And we just really get each other after all this time. You two know what I mean.
Yes, we really do.
At this point, even when we need to take a bit of a time out, we can trust that we'll always find our way back to each other.
That's right. You know, he's got a way of finding good people. Hyde, I mean. He liked them from the start. Not that I ever disagreed, but he just really got you right away. And I'm glad he befriended you two. This chat, right now, it's really good.
You're alright too, Gala.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing more of you.
Ha. Right back at you. Ah, listen to that. It's pouring rain again.
I'd be really cold if I didn't have your jacket, Bay. But are you okay?
Yeah, don't worry about me.
I always worry about you. And I guess that's kind of my job now.
Only if I get to worry about you, too.
You guys are cute. But you know what's even better than worrying about each other? Not worrying about each other.
Point taken.
Rainy weddings are meant to be good luck anyway.
I've always wondered where that came from. It sounds like lip service for the happy couple. To avoid a meltdown if it rains, which must happen often enough.
Really? So you don't know?
Don't know what.
Huh. Maybe it's just a thing among elves. Have you heard of it? That's the one!
Never heard of that.
It's actually a whole epic in medieval elven poetry. But I can give you the short version.
Go on. I'm very curious.
Alright then. A long time ago lived a powerful goddess. That goddess had many children, but of all her children, one she liked best. They were the shyest and the quietest. When their siblings screamed for attention, they sat aside and played with clouds. When their siblings tormented each other, they silently looked at the stars. When their siblings ran away from the rain, they waited and watched the rain fall. The goddess thought, even if all my children desert me, this one will always be by my side. They are kind and gentle. They will love me and take care of me. She thought of the days ahead and smiled. But one day, as the young godling sat on the edge of a cloud, pondering the world, a gust of wind blew on them, and they lost their balance.
Oh no.
Don't worry, it's not a sad story.
Alright then.
Carried by the wind, they floated down to the ground, and immediately, they were astonished. There were so many things around them that they'd never seen before. They were both delighted and lost, and they stood there rooted in place for minutes until a human found them there. Shall we call the godling Aeon and the human Ray, just for clarity?
That's gonna help me for sure. I get lost without names.
Alright, Aeon and Ray it is. Ray walked up to Aeon and, finding them stunned, guided them forward. They took them to their village and showed them how they lived their life. As days passed by, Aeon started talking. They discussed stars and planets, clouds and suns, They talked of harvest and of young children, of famines and old men. They talked of time and of eternity. And as they looked into each other's eyes, they found both the briefest of moments and the longest. That's how they both knew they were in love. They decided to get married, but both of them wanted the assent of their family. Ray got it without any trouble. Their family were quite fond of Aeon by then, but when Aeon went to see their mother, the goddess...
That old hag.
Give her a chance, my love. She improves. But yeah, at first she wasn't thrilled. In fact, she was outraged that her favorite child should be taken away from her.
That reminds me of someone.
I promise you, she's a lot better than my mother. Anyway, she got really angry, and she told get married if you wish, but if you do get married, then you shall wither and die, just like your fiancé.
Yuck.
And to nobody's surprise at this point, Aeon said, what's eternity if I can't have Ray by my side? Down to get married they went. For many hours, the goddess was angry and shouted. Then, for many more hours, she was despondent and sulked. Then, finally, she turned an eye onto the ground. So they were in the field where Ray had first found Aeon. They wore garlands of flowers, and they were surrounded with people they... And for the first time, Aeon wasn't... They were singing and dancing, their eyes sparkling, their hair floating on the wind. And the goddess saw that for the first time in an eternity. She regretted her bitter words then. But a goddess's word, once spoken, isn't easily broken. In sadness for her child's mortal days, she started crying, and one by one, her tears hit the earth in a thick cloud of rain. But instead of running from it, Aeon and Ray danced with it, and so the goddess said, "For each tear of mine that falls onto you, may you live, and even as your hair turns gray and your skin turns parched, may that year see you both dancing and singing, still in love." According to elves, that's how we came to be. But I think that's a bit far-fetched. My love, are you tearing up?
It's nothing. Or just really beautiful sometimes.
Yeah, that was epic. I'm not gonna look at Rain the same way now.
It's just a silly legend.
It's not silly at all. And you're right. The goddess is a lot better than your mother.
Told you.
My history with Rain is a lot simpler. I just really love it when it rains outside. You're all warm indoors.
Yeah, that's a very cozy feeling.
My bedroom, when I was a little girl, was on the top floor. So I could hear the rain fall at night when I was in my bed. It was great.
I wish we lived in a world where everyone had that. Place to be safe while the rain falls outside.
For sure. Ah, look! Here's at least another someone who's safe from the rain right now.
Oof, that's a very wet little guy.
Poor Gala. Did he just shake the rain all over you?
He did a little, but that's fine. He's a cute one. What's he doing here, though? Is he your cat?
I do remember seeing him a week or so ago. He's not any friendlier than he was then. Although he's not especially aggressive either.
Maybe he's adopting this place. Wouldn't be the first. That's pretty much how you got Hyde, too.
Now that's an apt comparison. It seems that he might be looking for something, though. Or someone.
And there he goes.
Very mysterious.
What did I miss?
A cat, apparently.
Oh, yes, I saw it go. What was that about?
I was saying that he might be looking for someone.
Ah, perhaps he is. In many traditions, cats are depicted as having special foresight. Messengers between worlds, so to speak. He may know something that we don't, or see something we can't see.
That's just what they want you to believe. Looking mysterious to get food and cuddles. I was saying that reminds me of someone, actually.
No comment.
Uh-huh. Anyhow, what was that call about?
That was the interior designer about the house. For some reason, he needed to know the exact size of my turntable, as well as whether I wanted walnut or oak floors. I just want floors I can walk on.
That's surprising. I thought you'd be more particular about decoration, Hyde.
I am particular, in the sense that I want it to look
But
good.
he's got no clue what to do to get there. I mean, you've seen his car. It's not, peak design trends.
That car served me right, thank you very much. I remember when a certain werewolf didn't want to drive me around.
I shouldn't have brought that up. Truce.
Why don't you help Hyde with the decorating then, Gala?
Why indeed?
My job. Time.
Your job. Time. Everyone's a critic, but the truth is, Gala has no understanding of color, material, or shape. I'm a lazy interior designer at best. But Gala is an interior designer's waking nightmare.
Not true. I just go for functional things.
That's what people say when they've got no taste.
Yeah? Maybe my taste in vampires is the problem here.
I think your taste in vampires is your one saving grace.
Ugh.
You guys sound like you're gonna be just fine. You know, being like this, all together, when it's dark and feeling good and safe, and home, it's a pretty rare feeling in a kind of public place.
I think the kinda is key here. As far as I can remember, this has never felt like a strange space to me. It's my space that I'm lucky enough to share with other people I like.
I definitely feel the same way. Thanks for that. Goal very much achieved then.
That, and also you all are alright. Sounds like everyone's gonna be busy with their own stuff for a while. But I can't wait to come back here and see your faces again. Whether in a week, or a month, or a year. I know it's gonna be a good time.
Cheers to that.
Here, here. We'll definitely pop by to give you news.
And to get Fury remedies.
And to listen in on the drama.
I think the rain is over. And we've kept you up for a while already.
Yeah, we should all use the dry spell to get back home.
Consider the night cold.
You go first, guys. Or we'll be stepping on each other's toes.
All right. Good night, friend.
Good night.
Let's go, darling.
Let's. Good night. Thanks again for being with us. Tonight and on other nights.
Have a good rest.
You guys coming?
Yeah, just hold the door for me a second longer.
Ray! What are you doing?
I'm carrying you over the threshold, of course.
That's on the way into the home, not on the way out of the bar.
I can do both.
You're silly.
Maybe. But I love you.
I love you too.
Hey. What's cracking? Aside from the thunder outside, that is. What? That's good news. You know, this weather has kind of grown on me. Yeah. Not something I'd like to have forever, of course. But the thunder no longer sounds so angry to me. No idea. Just not scary anymore. Anyway, I want to order something. Make me whatever I ordered a couple weeks ago. Yeah, give or take. You were promoting a new tea selection at the time. I remember that an interesting color. I'll take whatever you give me that day. What? Oh, okay. Still tastes like grass. But my daughter told me this is really good for stress. Nah, don't worry. Since my daughter loves it so much, I was just trying to remind myself how it tastes. Yeah, I can see that. Because it's tasteless except for grassy notes when you drink it straight. More or less. Work, huh? Well, it's only been a couple of days since I was here. But I admit, a lot has happened. Yeah, for starters. Word has spread that parking on Bourne Street is no longer safe. Yeah. And I really don't want it to escalate, you know? I don't want the story of the street rewritten into something bad. What makes you think I did anything? Well, you're not wrong. The day after our last talk, I paid the old gnomes a visit and had a chat with them. We talked about what could happen to them in the area due to the vandalism they committed. They were remorseful to a point. Right. All they wanted was to create something memorable that would stay in everyone's mind, in one way or another. That's what I thought they were going for too. Turns out, that's not the case. They just wanted to create something memorable. Something that gets everyone talking. But when I gave them a hypothetical scenario with rumors getting out of control, and how folks will spin the whole thing into something else, they were a bit stunned, honestly. That's right. I told them it could potentially lead to the street being closed, because it would be deemed, or maybe even rebuilt into something completely different, which would effectively erase all trace left of their friend. So they decided to stop right there, right then. But you know, I get their need to keep the memory alive. Even if what they did was a bit misguided, I understood. Still, what they did was not the way to go about it. And honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around all this memory stuff. Shows that I, and the world probably, need to learn a lot more about fairy folk. No. All I did that day was chat with them. Because I wanted a clearer picture on everything. Including the old fairy market and all. I also shared the story about my grandpa. In the end, they said whatever I decide to do, they'll accept. So I went home. You know, my daughter asked what happened. Now, since she gave me good advice on the case and everything, I told her the whole story. About the street, about the tree. Anyhow, after our talk, I guess she started looking into the fairy folks' history. And in one of those videos she did, I have no clue what to call them, there are videos of herself packing orders while talking about stuff. I reposted it on my Tomodachi a couple days ago. She basically talked to her viewers about what she learned in the video. No. Only things she has learned on her own. You're right. Who knows what the future holds?
Lucas is in the house, yo!
Hey,
What's up, what's up, what's up? And you, Pops, how goes it?
all good. You're in high spirits, aren't you?
Always. Anyway, Pops, what's shaking?
I think I should be the one asking you that. What's with all the excess energy?
You're right, and I probably should explain. But first, dear barista, may I put in an order? Ha! I'd like a blue pea latte with super cool latte art on top. A masterpiece, eh? I like your confidence. Anyway, cheers! Nice. Thanks.
So what's up, kid?
All's well, Pops. I'm waiting for the lady to arrive. Yep, she should be here soon. The last couple of days have been really intense for us. In fact, I didn't sleep at all until last night. Let's just say we've been busy cooking up stuff.
Tisk, tisk.
What is it?
I know you're a hustler, kid. Your schedule is probably not like everyone else's. But I hope you won't drag others into unhealthy habits although I know next to nothing about banshee biology. Oh. Then never mind, kid. Forget everything I said earlier.
Phew. I was like, oh man, what stupid thing did I do this time?
No, I was just pulling your leg. You're both adults. I was just playing around as a nosy and annoying old guy. Still, it's good that you guys are talking. Especially considering what happened the first time you two met.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what I mean by me doing stupid things too. Sometimes I don't slow down enough to see the forest for the trees, you know?
It happens.
Yep.
Hello.
Lady! Finally, you're here.
Good evening, miss.
Hi, everyone.
Was the traffic bad for you?
No, not at all. I had to deliver something before I came. That's why I'm a bit late. I apologize.
Nah, you're not late. I'm just early.
Yes, please. I'd like a cup of mild coffee, sweetened with a lot of honey, if you would.
That's what I used to order back in the day.
Really?
So, what's really been happening with you two? This kid stayed up for days for something, apparently. Does that include you as well?
Yes, but those are just my regular working hours.
See? See? And I thought we were done talking about that, Pops. What the heck?
I'm not done playing the role of annoying and nosy old guy, that's all.
Jeez.
Oh, by the way, thank you for telling me about the pie shop, miss. Somehow I didn't know it existed. Yep, that place closes up at midnight. It follows the schedule of the pub adjacent to it. Now my daughter can get pie even when I'm home late.
I swear I'm not trying to point your regulars in the direction of your rival.
What rival? Did I miss something?
I'm wondering too. Well, as you probably know, especially if you follow my T-Chill, we started a vlog/podcast thing.
Right. My daughter watched the first episode yesterday.
Did she like it?
She loved it. I heard her laughing all the way.
I'm glad.
Yeah, please. Clarify. I saw you had this walk-around session in the episode. I thought podcasts are supposed to be voice only. Like a radio show, but you don't need to catch it live.
Well, nowadays there are a lot of podcasts with videos. Voice is still the most important part though, and we did have the Carpool podcast later in that episode. So usually there will be two versions of the same episode. The voice-only one on audio streaming platforms, and the full video posted on video streaming platforms.
Ah, I see.
It does! If you're not the Lucas, that is. Thanks to my editing and interviewing skills, you can enjoy the action session in the voice-only version.
I see.
It wouldn't be possible to make the episode as compelling, though, without Lady Riona giving us good information to make the episode work. Somehow her voice really resonates well on the mic, so it was a joy to edit it into the narration. Also, Rachel was probably the best first guest we could have gotten. We even got a sneak preview of her new singles. Our first episode got tons of views because of that. Probably not. But she knows what she's doing, I'm sure.
Sounds great, y'all. So, miss,
Yes?
are you enjoying your new role as a show co-host?
Well, it's interesting so far. and I'm learning a lot of new skills. So I am eager to keep working on it. All the while, I keep looking for auditions and honing my craft.
That's all I needed to know.
I might have to leave soon.
Huh? Why?
I haven't eaten anything substantial since this morning. It was a really busy day.
Oh, word? Let's go then.
Ah, you can stay. I'll just go for a quick bite and come back.
Nah, let's just go. We're partners, right? Besides, we still have a lot of things to discuss.
Ah, you're right. Okay, if you're fine with it.
But before we go, I want to give a final test to you. Yeah. To be honest, I'm very impressed with your coffee shop. It's one of the best I've ever been in. And I see your regulars are loyal as well. So I want to send you a luxurious, Lucas-approved 5-star... What's that? Only if you pass this one test. Make me a custom order based precisely on my preferences. After all, the relationship between a shop and its patrons is based on deep familiarity. So I just want you to make a drink based on what you know about me. I can't really drink coffee anymore, but I still need the caffeine. I like really sweet things. And sometimes I forget to eat, so I'll need something rich to soften up the drink. What special drink would satisfy all of that? Whoa!
That looks nice, kid.
What do you call this? With the quotation marks and everything? Perfection. Truly a service worthy of Lucas's 5-star. Cheers! Wow, that's hot. Jeez.
I think it's time for us to go. I mean, for me.
Roger that. Let's get going then. See you later, Pops. Good luck with everything.
You too, you too.
Bye, homie.
See you again soon.
So, just you and me now. I have to go soon, though. Duty calls.
Hello! How are you?
Hey, Miss Greenhair.
Hey, ya, officer. Long time no see.
I heard you've been going around the world, huh?
Around the world is a bit much. But I've been somewhere.
Well, as much as I'd like to stay and chat, duty calls.
Aw, that sucks. just you. Well, see you later then, Georgie.
Yeah. Don't forget to tell them the truth, okay? Later, amigo.
I will. Let me move over there. So, my buddy, my pal, what's up? Before you start blaming me, it was a last-minute thing. Even I didn't know I'd be back so soon. Well, maybe I'll tell you after adjourn. Hey, do you remember my very first order ever? Yep, you have a good memory. The first time I was here, it was raining as hard as it is now. I thought nothing was open anymore. Until I saw your shop. Your espresso was one of the best coffees I've ever had. One espresso for me, please. Great. Again, this deep aroma and such stellar flavors. Thanks. Which part? Ah. Well, about that. Okay. I'm leaving for a writer's residence soon. And it's really, really far away. I know. It was impulsive. It was something I did on a whim. I know. Me and my old buddies sent the application form, like, last month. Not really, but we got accepted. And somehow, it's for this year's rotation. Which means I need to pack and get ready really soon. Of course not. I don't know. Probably a few months. But I might try to keep traveling after that. Hey. Are you sad? Don't be sad while I'm gone, okay? Aww. Anyway, tell me what's been happening all this time I've been gone. There should be a lot of juicy stories waiting for me, right? Spill it! Everything.